Good morning, Business Bulldogs. My name is Damon Sonnier, and I'm here to present my business idea. So what is the one business where when your customers hear you coming, they will literally run out of the house, chase you down the street, smiles on their faces, and when they catch you, they're begging you to take their money in exchange for your product? Well, that's going to be Monster Max Snacks. And Monster Max Snacks is a family-run ice cream truck business, meaning father and son, spreading joy throughout our community and providing meaningful employment for individuals with autism. So last year, January 2024, my wife and I are discussing, what is our son going to do when he graduates from high school? And we realized a couple of things. One, the unemployment rate for individuals with disabilities, specifically autism, in North Carolina is about 85%, meaning he has about a 10% chance of gaining meaningful employment. And we realized that there is a lack of well-maintained, licensed ice cream trucks in our area. So our solution is to create an ice cream truck business surrounding his capabilities. We're going to provide tasty treats in the Onslow streets, and we're going to provide awareness for individuals with disabilities. So our target market, it's a little broad, but we're looking for individuals and families that are participating in activities in our communities, whether that be festivals or busy streets, some of those parking lots where the food vendors are, or even neighborhoods. And also special events like birthdays, weddings, church events, showers, you name it. And then we would also like to attend some of those awareness events like Ansley's Angels or the Special Olympics or even the Polar Plunge. So we do have some competition out there. So some of our direct competition would be places like Sonic and Dairy Queen. I didn't mention McDonald's because we all know their ice cream machine never works.
Always broke.
So, but the thing is, you're going to have to load up the family. You have to go to their location. And when you get there, if you're looking for something that's other than soft serve ice cream or slushies, you're not going to find it there. The only way you're going to find those little novelty items that you can only get from the ice cream truck, like some of those things, is from us, Monster Max Snacks. And then we have indirect competition. So those are like your ice cream shops and your bakeries and your delis. But the same thing, the convenience is lacking. You're going to have to load up the family and head over there. And when you get there, they may be closed because they're seasonal or they're a little pricey. But at Monster Max Snacks, we got a little bit of something for everybody's palate as well as their pocketbook. So, but to fund our dreams, we're going to need an additional $25,000. Most of that cash goes towards a custom-built ice cream truck for Mac that meets all of his needs, whether it be safety or environmental. Now, we're going to need an extra freezer. We're going to need some inventory. We're going to need some signage for the truck to make it our own. And we'll also need a point of sale. Now, this is a direct representation of what our vehicle would look like. It's nice and patriotic, especially for this area. It's nice and roomy inside. You can stand up straight, unlike some of the other options that are out there. But it meets our needs for as well as safety and his environmental needs. Now, our sales channels, we are going to source most of our product right here in Onslow County. So we're going to invest back into the community. We're going to sell them from that beautiful vehicle where anyone in our community would love to come up, buy some ice cream, take a picture next to the vehicle, creating a memorable moment, and then sharing that with their family and friends. And as well as, or they could go to our website, monstermaxsnacks.com, has our full name in it. They can read our story, see what we're about, look at our products, what kind of services we provide. And on our website, they can schedule their event and pay for it through our website. Now, speaking of websites, we've already secured all of the major social media sites with our full name in it. So it's Monster Max Snacks at Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. We got them all. Even our email has it in there at Gmail. So we got it all in there so we can communicate with the community of where we are, what we're participating in, and possibly persuade them to come on out and join us in those festivities in our community. And we believe that by combining our physical presence in our community as well as our digital footprint, that should help us to be extremely successful. I'm sure you guys have taken a look at our financial projections and realized that we're going to start at the end of the year, which for an ice cream business may be a slower portion of the season. However, this is an excellent transition for Mac to learn his job. It'll be a little bit slower, but he can learn his job. He can be proficient in his job, know what to expect. So that way, at the beginning of the year, during Autism Awareness Month, we can have a grand opening and he can showcase his skills.
That's wonderful.
Here's our team. So we have myself, Damon. I'm a 30-year veteran of the Marine Corps. I have a bachelor's degree in organizational leadership and some sales background. Mac is going to be our employee and a high school graduate. And then my wife, Rosie, she is a uncompensated consultant. So she brings to the table about 13 years of banking experience, as well as being a licensed mental health counselor here for our area. And then these are some of our partners and resources. So, of course, Marine Federal Credit Union, the Onslow Chamber of Commerce, the Small Business Center, Coastal Carolina, that library over there, and then the SBTDC. And then these are a couple of our distributors. Now, what questions do you guys have for me?
This is pretty good.
I certainly enjoyed the presentation and enjoyed reading through your business plan there. I do appreciate the fact that you'll have dairy, gluten-free, sugar-free options as someone who has a child who has a gluten allergy. Just one of those things that you don't always see when you walk up to a snack truck per se. One thing I was looking at in some of your projections, about $8,000 a month is what I recall seeing, and I just assumed that weekends would be heavy traffic. That's roughly about 500 sales per weekend, 31 sales per hour. And I think you answered some of my question because initially it was what differentiate you from the one that comes down my neighborhood. But it seems like you're going to focus more on the events where you have a captive audience. But overall, great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, no questions, really.
Excellent.
You mentioned being a licensed business. What type of licenses go into running an ice cream truck?
Well, there's not very many. However, the ones like I've seen in my neighborhood come through, you're like, it looks kind of ratchet, but I'm still going to go out there. Right? But I've talked to like the agricultural department for the state here in the city. I've went out to the that area off a corridor.
The health department.
The health department went out there, talked to those folks, and the biggest thing is them feeling comfortable with your with what you have. So most of our stuff is prepackaged, which works out for him because he doesn't have to make anything. Yeah. But that's the biggest thing, and the truck that I showed you guys as well has a cleaning sink regardless. It's not required, but it's there. And especially for him, so he can wash his hands. I mean, he's still a teenager, so teenagers will be teenagers.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you for your service, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Simplify.
You too.
And so I love the concept here. It's, who doesn't love the ice cream man? But the fact that you want to be able to expand it into the community of autism and autism awareness. Do you plan on having additional employee from time to time to train with Mac to teach those type of skills, or you just focus right on Mac?
Focus on him for about the first year or so. I would love for this business to be like a blueprint for other families, especially in this area that have special needs kids where maybe they don't sell ice cream, maybe they sell desserts or they sell slushies. But they look at our business concept and go, hey, I just retired from the Marine Corps. Yeah. I can do this for my kid. Yeah. And maybe it's not a full-time job like ours would be. It would be maybe a part-time job for them. But we could show them the ropes and say, hey, you guys need to contact Marine Federal Credit Union and the Chamber of Commerce and maybe, get with the Small Business Center and take this class that I did. Well, and I've already did that online as well. It's kind of...
Well, Damon, that's called licensing the concept. And that can go far beyond Onslow County. There's nationwide autism awareness, and you just never know what you may have cooked up here.
Yeah.
So good. I like that. Okay.
All right. Excellent.
And where are you in the process of your truck? Is it sitting there waiting for you to go get?
Nope, finances. So he graduates this year
Okay.
in May, and then we'll do a little senior trip for him, and then over the summer, kind of like his break, and then